when you establish a temple or maintain a temple, it is supposed to be about a will beyond the human wills. It is a place of particular sacred space, of sacred time, and that in between, and that going out from it. Some will take particular numbers and clothes into consideration. Take a ritual bath, put on the appropriate garments, and perform the rituals dedicating the place as a group. This temple room that this is being recorded in was prayed over by the main people who would use it. It has signs at the door, you could say, and it has continual work with things such as color. Shir Hasheereem Cheth. Me Yitnuk Catch Lee Unuk Shadi Ami Amthak Bachutz Ashkuk Gum La Yimzu Li and Hug Abyak Al Bait Ami Tol Mudni Ashkuk Miyan Herkach Masyas from Ni Shemalu Touchet Rashi Winyanu Touch Buckney Hashbati Atkum Banut Yerushalim Tayaru Wama Taru At Hahaba Ad Chupats Mizat. Allah Man Hamdaber Matrabqat Al Duda Touchet Hatpuch Auratik Shema Tablatuk Amak Shema Habla Gid Datuk Shimani Kachutum Al Labuk Kachutum Al Sarwak Ki Haza Kamut Ahba Kasha Kashaul Kanah Rush P Ash Shul Habti Mim Rabim La Yuglu Lakbut At Hahaba One Harut La Yish Thipwah Yatan Aish At Kul Hun Bitu Bahba Booz Yabuzu Lu Achut Lanu Qatna Washdim Ain Bahmah Masha Lachutnu Biyum Shidaber Baham Chuma Hya Nabna Alya Thirt Kustaf Wam Dult Hya Natsur Alya Luch, Ars, Ani, Chuma, Wushti, Kamqadlut, as Hiyati, Bayenyu, Kamwazat, Shalom, Kerm, Hya, Lashlama, Babal, Hamun, Natan, At, Hakram, Lanthrim, Aish, Yaba, Babriu, Alf, Kasaf, Burmi, Shali, Lapni, Halah, Lak, Shulma, Wamatim, Lanthurim, At, Paryu, Hiyushbat, Bugnim, Chabrim, Makshibim, Lakulak, Hashmiani, Birch, Dudi, Woodma, Luk, Let's Be, Al Lapper, Halim, Al Hari, Bushmim. And so, Song of Songs, chapter 8, in its 14 verses, renders something along the lines of, if only, despite of my wrongdoing, you could comfort me as Joseph did, like a brother nurtured at the bosom of my mother, and if in the streets I found your prophets, I would kiss you and embrace you through them, nor could anyone despise me for it. I would lead you, I would bring you to my mother's temple, for you to teach me, as you did in Moses' tent. To drink, I'd give you spiced libations and pressed juice, like the pomegranate nectar. And what's that thing they call it when they boil down juice? Israel to the nation. And that would be what they say about verses 3 and 4. Despite my complaining in exile, his left hand supports my head, and his right hand embraces me in support. I adjure you, O nations, destined to ascend to Jerusalem, for if you violate your promise, you will become defenseless. If you dare provoke God to hate me or to disturb his love for me, well, he still desires it. And remember, there is no mention of God in this passage, but that's what it's considered to represent. Verse 5, how worthy she is who rises from the desert, bearing the law and the presence, clinging to her beloved. And remember, it also doesn't mention the Torah, and that Israel interjects. Under Sinai, suspended above me, there I stirred up your love. There were your people born, a mother to other nations. There she endured the difficulties of her birth. For the sake of my love, place me like a seal on your heart, like a seal to dedicate your strength for me. For strong till the day of death is my love, though their fervor for vengeance is hard as the grave. Its flashes are flashes of fire from the flame of God. Well, everything's belonging to God, right? And then God replies to Israel, is the interpretation. The many waters of the tribulation can't put out the fire of this love, nor the rivers of governmental persuasion or torture wash it away, were any man to offer all the measure of his home to entice you away from your love, they would scorn him extremely. And the heavenly tribunal, the upright of God desires to cleave us, the small and the humble one, but our time of spiritual maturity was not come. What shall we do for our cleaving? One on the day the nations plot against her. If her faith and belief are wrong, as the wall withstanding the incursions from without, we shall become her fortress and beauty, building her city and holy temple. But if she wavers like a door, succumbing to every alien knock, with fragile cedar panels, we shall then surround her. And Israel replies and gets nostalgic. My faith is firm as a wall, and my nourishing places of gathering and study halls are strong as towers. Then having said so, I become in his eyes like a bride found perfect. That bride of God was a vineyard of him who owns peace. In the populated Jerusalem, he gave his vineyard to harsh, cruel guardians. Each one came to extort his fruit, even 1,000 silver pieces. And then divinity to the nations is how it's interpreted. The vineyard is mine, your iniquities are before me. And the nations reply to God, the 1,000 silver pieces are yours. You to whom peace belongs, and whom 100 more, the sages who guard the fruit of the law from our designs. And then divinity to the upright of God again. O my beloved, dwelling in the far-flung gardens, your fellows, the angels, hearken to the voice of law and prayer. Let me hear it, that they may then sanctify me. The upright of God to God. Go away, my beloved, from our common exile, and be like a gazelle or young hart in your swiftness to redeem and rest your presence among us on the fragrant Mount Moriah, the site of your temple. And so they're reading in a lot of the stuff about the temple and Israel and God and scripture and prophets, and but we do see things that people can relate. Oh, this part of the temple's like pomegranate, and this part of the temple's like this. So, you understand the connection.